Alright, so today I'm going to make a simple little gin sour called a Cosmonaut, and it doesn't involve any Russian ingredients, no Russian vodka. That's not the reason that it's called a Cosmonaut. And actually the story and the history behind the name is a lot more interesting than that. Before I start putting this together, let me just say this is a pretty unique recipe. It's one of the only cocktails I've ever seen that doesn't use any kind of syrup or liqueur, but instead uses jam as the sweetener, which is kind of intriguing. So this cocktail is a Sasha Petraske original, and his book regarding cocktails is our source for today's video. I would highly recommend you pick up a copy. It's a book that everyone should have behind their bar. Our ingredients are London dry gin, fresh lemon juice, and raspberry jam, specifically the brand that I have here, Bon Maman, which means good mother in French. There isn't any difference between raspberry preserves and raspberry jam, but a raspberry jelly will have had all the seeds strained out, which, come to think of it, might actually work better for our purposes. But let's get cracking. This is super easy. 3/4 of an ounce of fresh lemon juice, 2 ounces of gin, and 1 heaping bar spoon of raspberry preserves, which is about 1 1/4 to 1 1/2 teaspoons. Add some ice. I personally like 2 large cubes, 1 cracked and the other whole, though you could just use 1 large cube. Give it a good shake, and then fine strain into a chilled coupe. And that is the Cosmonaut. No garnish needed. Okay, so I've been saving it. The story behind the name of this cocktail is that when Sasha put this drink together, the Cosmopolitan was crazy popular. Now, the Cosmopolitan that we all know so well is not the first one. There was a Cosmopolitan invented in 1934 that was made with gin, lemon, and raspberry syrup. So a pretty different drink from the modern one with lemon vodka and cranberry and all that. So this cocktail really is poking fun at the modern one by being a cosmonaut, not a cosmopolitan. And again, it has nothing to do with the space race or anything like that. It's just the fact that it sounds like cosmopolitan. And I don't know if Sasha knew about the original one. It doesn't say anything about it in the book, but that instead this was based off of a 1930s marmalade cocktail. So I'm assuming orange marmalade, maybe lemon juice and gin, or I don't know what the base spirit was. It doesn't go into that, but so that was sort of the origin of this cocktail, was that marmalade cocktail. But being raspberry flavored, it is a lot closer to the original Cosmopolitan, and you know, it kind of does look like a modern Cosmopolitan, but I'm assuming it's going to taste pretty different. Oh, that's delicious. That's really good.